Hello, folks. I'm going to do a quick review here for you. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's not a review. I'm going to start over, actually. Hello, folks. I'm going to do a quick overview of MLA in-text citations. If you have the little Seagull handbook, you will see, that's a really good resource for this. But one of the others, if you don't have that book, is the Purdue Online Writing Lab. It's probably regarded as one of the best online writing resources for college students. I use it, I refer to it quite a bit, and often lean on it when I need some resources for this composition class. So you should see on my screen that I'm on the page. I included this up here so that you could see where I am. But if you type in owl.purdue, you will go right to the writing lab, and you'll find lots of different topics here. And one of the ones you may want to review is MLA in-text citations, the basics. So I just want to walk you through a couple of guidelines as you are in the midst of creating your body paragraphs. So generally speaking, when you are using MLA, which is Modern Language Association, and you're referring to the works of other people or other research, other organizations, any source that's not your head, then you're going to do it using parenthetical citations. So you've seen examples, and I'm going to pop over to this right here so you can see an example. This is one of the, I use this paper as an example in the introductions mini lesson. So this is paragraph 2 of that, one of those papers that was about the shift from print to online news, providing unprecedented opportunities for readers, et cetera, et cetera. There's the thesis. And this is the first body paragraph there. And I just wanted to shine a light right here on this because this is what's called a parenthetical. And in this case, what's inside the parenthetical is the author of this article. So you will find a few different things, and in terms of options, you can decide as you're writing your paper. And I would encourage a mix. This is another example of how you can cite the source. So you've got this one here, but then you also have, with the rise of the internet, however, this model has been criticized by journalists such as Dan Gilmore, founder of, et cetera, et cetera. And then there's a little bit of a direct quote from Gilmore, presumably, and then the page number. So in this case, the source obviously had some pagination, so they included the page in the parenthetical, but they don't need the author's name because they've got it in the body of the sentence itself, so you wouldn't need it in both places. So, and the other thing that you need to know is if this came from a website there where you didn't have pages, you wouldn't need to put this at all. You want to make sure, though, that you have enough information in the sentence or in the parenthetical so that it's easy to cross-reference where this information came from. That's the goal, right? I mean, there are a lot of different, minute details about using MLA format, but essentially it boils down to this general guideline that you want to include the information so that as a reader, I would know where the information came from if it did not come from your own head. Okay. So this gives you another way of looking at what I just said. So Wordsworth stated that romantic poetry was marked by a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. This came from, a book, and it was on this page that Wordsworth, the author, said that. Another way you could write that same sentence is just to include Wordsworth 263 in the parenthetical. Okay, and here is a third way of saying what Wordsworth and giving credit to him, even though you're not directly quoting, but you want to give credit where credit is due. And if you didn't include this and this, then it would be plagiarism. So you definitely want to be super careful about giving credit where credit is due. All right, and then this would be the citation in the works cited page. All right, so this, the point for this really is for you to see this source, and you can see on this side, it answers all kinds of questions. I know that many of you are going to be using online material at this point since, we can't go to libraries these days and get actual books in our hands. Although so many books are available online that you may find that is the case in some instances. And then I wanted to show you quickly a sample works cited page. So this is what it looks like. You're not going to have this many sources, I don't think, but you'll notice that it's all double spaced, has the title is works cited. They are in alphabetical order, and you can look more carefully at that when you get to the point of your works cited page. This is a nice option for you too. Excuse me. You can drop the URL here and it will give you the citation. There are a lot of tools online that will do your works cited in the format that you need. And I will post some links in Blackboard so that you can easily, you don't have to do all this typing manually. You can go to one of these sites and drop the URL and some of the other information that is needed, and it will format it for you. So you don't need to memorize or do this by hand. Use the tools. Okay, so that's a quick overview of in-text citations. When in doubt, cite. And if you're concerned about the flow of things, understand that you can vary the way you cite things in order for things to flow better. And the more that you look at examples like this one or the ones in FAB, the more I think that it starts to coalesce for you. So don't be afraid to look at, the way that other writers have done this. Okay? Looking forward to reading your introduction and first body paragraphs very soon.